Guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so before I start, I know that I have on so much black, everything looks like it's blending in, so I apologize. I didn't really think of that, when I got dressed, and now I just don't care. So anyways, this video is a requested video. I was asked on Twitter she messaged me and asked me first some questions about coming out to her parents and stuff like that, and she asked me to film my coming out story. And of course at first I was a little hesitant because it's YouTube and people are mean out there in this big YouTube world, but then I was like, F it, it's my channel, I'm gonna do what I want, I'm gonna film what I want. So with that being said, if you have a problem with gay people or you're homophobic or anything of that nature, I don't know why you would click on this video, for one. And for two, just pause it, backspace, and delete, okay? Because it's gonna get real gay up in here, okay? I'm just kidding, but no, seriously. So, a disclaimer, I did not plan out this video. I didn't write anything down. I didn't even really think about it. I'm kind of just jumping and doing it. So if I ramble a lot, please excuse me. If I have to backspace and rewind and fast forward a lot, just bear with me, okay? And if you make it to this video, then I appreciate you, because I feel like it's going to be kind of long. I'm going to try not to make it too long, but yeah, so yeah, here we go. All right, so I can remember myself being attracted to girls and liking girls as far back as like 1st or 2nd grade. I've always been attracted to females. I don't think I've ever been boy crazy. I never wanted to play with the boys. I always wanted to play with the girls, So I can remember far back as like 1st or 2nd grade. Of course, I wasn't dating back then. And so I really didn't know, like what was going on. I just knew that, wow, I think this girl's really, really pretty, like really pretty. And so, yeah. So fast forward, I'll take you through the story of my first girlfriend, which is who I, came out with to like my peers and my classmates and my friends. I was in the 8th grade. Let's call her D. So yeah, and right off the bat, I went for like the player type and the girl who like all the girls wanted and who was really popular, and I just picked bad people to date, I guess. So anyways, me and D started dating. I'm pretty sure she put the Mac down on me, because it was my first girlfriend. Of course I've thought about dating girls, but I was only in the 8th grade and I wasn't even allowed to date. So I was not sneaking around, but I just was breaking the rules pretty much. So yeah, me and D, we were dating, and she was the first girl I told my friends about. And, and my friends are amazing. They never treated me differently, till this day, I never make my friends feel uncomfortable. I never hit on them or anything of that sort. Because, a lot of people like to think that us gay girls, we don't know our boundaries and we hit on every single girl that we see. But it's not like that. I'm very respectful of people and their, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't be hitting on my friends, okay? So anyways, my friends were really supportive, and it made me feel really good, to have friends who didn't stop being my friends because I was gay, because, that's scary, and that's one thing I thought was going to happen. So anyways, I'm thinking I'm all in love, blah, 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 just stupid. But yeah, so that was the first girl that I came out with. Everything went smooth. So we ended up breaking up, of course. I mean, it was an 8th grade relationship. So we ended up breaking up. And so the summer before my freshman year, one of my best friends at the time introduced me to my next girlfriend, and we'll call her H. So I was introduced to H, and H was the type of girl who let it be known that she was gay, okay? Walking around with rainbow shirts, rainbow belts, all into the PDA. She had multiple girlfriends, and I was the complete opposite, because I was newly out. Not even really out to my parents yet, and I just wasn't into the whole PDA, and because I knew that people everybody didn't agree with that lifestyle, and people had opinions, so I just kind of kept it under the radar. I mean, people obviously knew, but I wasn't all out there. So she was. So yeah, that was my next girlfriend. And so the summer before freshman year, I got in a lot of trouble that summer. I was grounded pretty much the whole summer. And it kind of started when my mom caught me talking to a girl who was way older than me, and it kind of went from there. I remember her just asking me, are you a lesbian? And I wouldn't answer her because I was scared. That's a scary topic, especially with your mom. I was really close with my mom, and I didn't want her to look at me or feel a certain type of way about me, so I didn't really answer the question. I think that kind of irritated her. So from the jump, I just thought my mom didn't approve and didn't like the fact that I may like girls or whatever. But now that I look back, I know that it was just her, not wanting me to date, and I was messing with the wrong girls, and they were older than me, and I'm a year younger behind everyone in my class, so I was a 12-year-old, 13-year-old 8th grader, so I was only going to be a 14-year-old freshman, so I was really young, So, I was in a lot of trouble that summer, and, I never said it. I never said, hey, Mom, I'm gay. I just couldn't. I was just too nervous. But if I just said, okay, well, she knows, so whatever. But I thought she didn't like it, so I never talked to her about it, and, of course, I was hiding H from her because, I wasn't allowed to date, and on top of that, she was a girl. So anyways, I'm in high school now. I'm a freshman and H is a sophomore. And like I said, she was into the PDA and the kissing in the hallways and the hugging in the hallways. I mean, there was a lot of that in high school, which was a whole different world for me because, we didn't think about that in the 8th grade and in the 7th grade and in middle school. So it was a whole new world for me. And on top of that, I had a girlfriend, not a boyfriend. So even though it was kind of like, common in high schools to see a gay couple, I just wasn't into that. I mean, and she was understanding of that, but, it was just kind of crazy dating someone who was the complete opposite of me, and she definitely brought me out of my shell when it comes to, like, holding hands and stuff, when it came to, like, holding hands and stuff in the hallway and stuff like that. But, anyway, so I'm a freshman in high school, and things at home, they're good. I never talked about it. I just figured, okay, they know. What do I need to, say it for? So I think that's one thing, I don't know for sure, but I think that's one thing that frustrated my mom is the fact that I couldn't just say, hey, I'm gay, but those are scary words. So I think she understood. So anyways, I'm dating H, and we dated pretty much my whole freshman year, so it was a pretty long relationship. And when you're young in your relationships, you're like, okay, I'm in love, like this is it. But then you get to your next one, you're like, no, this is it. That's how it was. I thought I was in love with D, and then I got in a relationship with H, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the one. So, anyways, it was a whole new world for me. I was in a high school relationship, and I was out. At this point, everyone around me knew, because H was pretty popular, and everyone knew, and honestly, I was okay with it. I didn't care if people knew. The only thing that really bothered me, like I said, was PDA. And it's not that I wasn't, like, comfortable with myself. It was just the fact that I didn't want to make other people uncomfortable. So, in a sense, I did care what other people thought. But I kind of felt like I was just doing them a favor. So, I never really have been uncomfortable with myself. I never really was unsure with myself either. I kind of always knew, that I was gay or that I was attracted to girls. I always knew, so that wasn't an issue for me. Anyways, freshman year is over, and, I'm maturing. Well, I'm thinking I am. So I start dating, we'll call her Kay. I started dating Kay, and of course she's older than me. I don't know, I have a thing for older people just in general. So she's older than me, and here's another situation where I was like, okay, this is it. This is love. I'm going to marry her, this is it, and that's truly how I felt about Kay. It was, I don't know. I was just really deep into that relationship, and I put up with a lot of stuff, and I went through a lot of stuff at home for Kay and for our relationship because I was still only like 15, so I still wasn't allowed to date. So of course I was breaking rules. So I was grounded almost every other week because me and Kay literally always got caught when we hung out. Like, I was not sneaky at all. Or my mom just knows too damn much. Either way, I got caught and I was always in trouble. And I was just always sacrificing stuff for this relationship because, you know, I was in love. And so all this time I'm mad at my mom because I'm thinking, well, you just don't like her because she's a girl and you're just grounding me because she's a girl. So I always thought that, you know, about my mom, when really it wasn't that. I know for a fact it wasn't that. Knowing my mom and knowing, you know, now looking back, I know that it wasn't that. You know, she just didn't want me to date, and I was going behind her back, you know. So it wasn't even the fact that she was a girl, because honestly, I feel like if I would have went about it a totally different way, then it maybe would have been fine, you know. So anyway, pretty much my whole relationship with Kay was consisted of sneaking around and things of that sort. But I didn't give up. We didn't give up. And I think my mom finally realized, like, dang, you know, no matter what, I guess I can't keep them from each other. So she came around, and I was about to turn 16, and I found out that I was moving, that we had to move. So I was like, you know what, F this. I'm going to introduce you to my mom as my girlfriend, and we're going to hang out, and she's going to know that we're hanging out. We're not going to sneak around anymore, you know. So that's what happened. So Kay was the first girl that I introduced to my parents as my girlfriend. And you know how, like, you know, most girls are like worried about bringing their significant other home to their dad. It was the opposite for me. My stepdad was just like, oh, hey, you know, how you doing? What's up? My mom, on the other hand, I feel so bad for Kay because my mom is intimidating. Okay, she got these eyes, y'all. She got these eyes. All she has to do is look at you, and you're scared. You're shitting bricks. So I was really nervous for her. I was nervous, period. But then I was like, you know what? Let's just do this. Why not? We're in love. Why not? So she comes over, and my mom's just giving her the rundown, like, this is what I want to happen. Da 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 da. It was crazy. I felt bad for her, but whatever. I did it. So at this point, you know, I don't even remember the conversation between me and my mom where I told her, you know, hey, I'm gay. I don't remember. I know it happened because I remember her telling me, you know, that I had to have tough skin pretty much if this was the life that I was going to choose, because people are cruel, people are mean, and not everyone agrees with it, and not everyone thinks that it's natural. So that has always stuck with me, and I grew tough skin because, excuse me, you know, I just did. You know, you kind of have to. Just being any type of different, you have to be prepared for the worst, and you have to be prepared for people's reactions, and you gotta just expect the worst. So that's what I did. And thankfully, I've never run into any discrimination because of my sexuality. My family is amazing. My parents are amazing. You know, I feel more than accepted, you know. And so that's amazing. I'm truly, truly blessed. And I thank God for them every single day, because not everyone is as lucky as I am when it comes to things like that. You know, some parents, some people just don't believe in it, and you know, they're stuck in that, you know. So even if it is their own child, it doesn't matter. And it's really sad because, you know, kids can't be themselves, or they're scared to be themselves, or they're pretty much leading, you know, a separate life. So that's really sad to me. And so I feel extremely blessed. And yeah, so pretty much that's my story pretty much. You know, now me and my mom are best friends. I can talk to my mom about anything, you know. I plan on marrying a woman, and my mom knows that, and my family knows that, I believe. So, and you know, they're okay with it. It's like they love me no matter what, which is how it should be. I'm loved unconditionally. Seriously, I am. And like, I can't say it enough. I'm truly blessed. So yeah, now things are great. I'm almost 20, and I feel like I know that I can talk to my mom about anything. I can talk to anyone in my family about anything, you know, because my sexuality doesn't make me as a person. It doesn't define me as a person, you know. So anyways, that's my story. But what I want to say is, to people who are thinking about coming out, or struggling with coming out, or, you know, stuff in that, whatever, just be yourself. God makes no mistakes, you know. So just be yourself. Just take a leap and say, hey, I'm gay, mom. I'm gay, dad, you know. And you know, whatever their reaction is, just remember to love yourself. Just stay true to yourself, because the people who matter the most to you and the people who truly love you will do just that. They'll love you regardless, and they'll accept you regardless of who you choose to love, who you choose to marry, whatever. So just remember that, you know, and it might not always be peachy in the beginning, but just, you know, accept and respect their opinions and how they feel about it. And, you know, hey, maybe they'll come around. I've seen that happen a lot, you know, because at the end of the day, especially with parents, you know, they love you. You're their child. So eventually they're going to be like, okay, this is my child. I have to accept him or her and, you know, love them. So yeah, just pray about it. Do it at the right time. You don't have to rush. You don't have to do it right away. And maybe even wait till you're out of their house to tell them, you know, I don't know. But just stay true to yourself. Don't ever try to be something you're not, regardless of who, you know, of who you're doing it for. You know, live for yourself, you know, because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. So be honest with yourself and just be yourself. Like, I feel like I'm being repetitive, but there's really not much to say. Just love yourself, be yourself, and just be honest and open with yourself, and people who truly love you will come around. You know, I know that it's scary. It's scary telling your family, you know, that you're gay or that, you know, you're bi or whatever. It's scary because it just is. It's just really scary, and I understand, trust me. But it gets better, and even if it doesn't, you know, you might have to love that person who doesn't accept you from a distance. You know, you might have to you just have to accept it, but as long as you're happy with yourself, that's all that matters. So yeah, I feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna stop. But anyways, guys, that was my story. Thank you so much to the girl who messaged me and asked me to do this, and I hope that I helped her, and I hope that I helped someone else. And even if I didn't, thank you for watching. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video.